The cordiality between the WWF, being cordial, NWA and AWA, known as the Big Three at the time, grew immensely during the 1970s. And McMahon wasn't the only promoter. A feature of wrestlers from all three groups, Frank Tunney in Toronto, a roundish, amiable fellow with a perpetual smile, also benefited from the cooperation. Tunney, who turned 65 in 1977, began his career as understandably to Jack Corcoran, the old Queensberry Athletic Club in 1931, and assumed leadership role at the territory 9 years later. With an outstanding cast of wrestlers led by the ultra-popular Whipper Billy Watson, Tunney built Toronto into one of the most successful and reliable wrestling cities in the world. Fans packed the Maple Leaf Gardens, drawing immense gates and the biggest names in the business. And if you go back to the network, the cock, whatever you want to call it, WWE 24/7, you'll see the old shows from the 70s and 80s. I don't want to say old because that's my childhood into being a grown man and learning to get into the business. The shows from Boston Garden and the Spectrum and Madison Square Garden, the Toronto Maple Leaf Gardens, the Baltimore Civic Center, the Hartford Civic Center, the legendary New Haven Coliseum in this area. I mean, it just really was some venues, the Springfield Civic Center, the Providence Civic Center. I mean, there's so many different places from, as they say, from Virginia all the way up to Maine and all points in between. There were some unbelievable venues in this area. There really are. You can go out to Pittsburgh too. There's a few big ones that I'm missing. I understand. I get it. Tunney City is a must for shows, and because Tunney was so well liked by fellow promoters, he received unparalleled assistance when it came to booking his events. The WWF was intentionally and intrinsically linked to Toronto for its earliest days, and from its earliest days, as a promotion, mostly because of the widespread local popularity of its